Paperback Writer.
Hello again, and welcome to the POW Show. I'm Caryn Day-Suarez, the president of POW, and we are filming here today at Much Ado About Books in the Prime Osborne Center. I'm here today with our 2008 POW Author of the Year, Mr. Dennis Havlin. Welcome to the show, my darling.
Well, it's great to be here at Much Ado About Books. I'm really happy to be here and happy to be with you here
well,
today,
we're
Caryn.
Thrilled to have you here. We're thrilled to be at Much Ado this year, and they are featuring our POW Authors of the Year, and we're very excited about that. So, you having a good time so far since you've been up in Jacksonville?
The hospitality in Jacksonville has been wonderful, and I'm looking forward to every visit that I make up here.
God love him. And did you get to rub elbows with some famous people?
Oh yes, we got to talk to some really famous authors, Virginia DeBerry and many others.
Very cool, very cool. And you got some book signings. We got you busy all weekend, I think, pretty much.
Yes, you've done a great job with POW getting me set up with book signings and getting an opportunity to meet a lot of people. It's been wonderful. You guys really do a great job.
Well, thank you, Don. Tell us a little bit where you're from. Is it Bokeelia, Florida? Everybody always says, where is that?
Bokeelia, Florida, and we're so far back in the boonies that they have PVC pipe to bring in the sunshine. Now, we live down near the Everglades. Pine Island is located, the thing that most people would identify with would be Sanibel, Captiva, that area.
Well, that is so cool. I know everybody says, where's Bokeelia? I'm like, I don't know. I always thought you were down Tampa-ish down. I said, he's south, just way south. Yeah. Good ride. Tell us about this wonderful book, The Hanging Oak, which won the POW Book of the Year also.
Well, The Hanging Oak is a story that is set in Central Florida. It's set in the Scrub Oak country. And it's a ghost story and a light mystery. And the story is about a couple that was hung in Reconstruction area and that reappear during today's times and attach themselves to a young couple that does not believe in ghosts. And I like to call this a believable ghost story.
Oh, very cool. Well, it got the highest marks in the POW Awards last year. I think you got, I have a score of 200, you got like 197, 198, something like that. It was fantastic. So we're very excited. It's also being featured as our Book of the Month in June, I believe.
Good.
With POW. So you get to be the Book of the Month Club.
Well, I believe that the people that like to read are thinkers. And so when you're a novelist, your first commandment is to entertain. But what I like to do and what I have done in the Hanging Oak and also in September on Echo Creek is to have a sub-theme. And the Hanging Oak, the sub-theme for the Hanging Oak is the need that humans have for relationships. We're the only species alive that has to have relationships not only with our own kind, but with many other kinds and with concepts. We're the only one that have religions and have all kinds of relationships to inanimate objects, like hobbies.
How true, how true. Well, tell us a little bit about September on Echo Creek. A completely different kind, not a murder mystery.
No, September on Echo Creek is a mainstream literary novel, and it's a story about a young woman's attempt to break the bonds of guilt. She has been controlled by a mother, and then later on by a boyfriend who uses guilt to make her pretty much do anything they want. And by taking a month off to do a painting sabbatical in the hills of North Carolina, she learns two things, because she's from New York City, she's a big city girl, and the culture shock and some of the people that she meets there changed her perspective on life.
Well, how is it for you to write as a woman in this?
Well, I kind of write it from the third person, but
you think like a girl.
Well, one of the things that I have known several people, both male and female, that have been controlled by guilt, and because of that, it was something that I wanted to say. I saw how miserable their lives could be, and this is a format for someone who wants to be able to break out of that.
And this book has an extra treat because there's a CD in the back of the book. Tell us a little bit about the CD. Get some music, musical entertainment.
One of the interesting things was that if you have ever known anyone that is controlled by guilt, it is so difficult for them to break away. And I wanted some kind of an emotional stimulus to trigger the heroine's attempt to break away from the guilt that was controlling her. And right at the crucial point, I used the lyrics to a song to create that break. And originally I had contacted Dolly Parton's business office and wanted to use the words to a song. It wasn't exactly right, but it was close. And since it was a country, set in the country environment, it had to be something like that. And when I was up doing the color up in the North Carolina area, it's set in Burnsville, North Carolina, I happened to hear a number on the radio that was perfect. It was like it had been written for the book. So I pulled the car off, got the call letters of the radio station, found out who the artist was, got a hold of the artist and said, "Oh, who wrote these words?" And she said, "Well, as a matter of fact, I did." And she gave me permission to use them. Then we talked with the publisher, and
what's her name?
Her name is Melissa Wade, a great talent, and we ended up putting a CD with that song plus 10 more, and it comes with the book.
It's very cool. And the group is called Wild Blue Yonder. And so you get the book and the CD for one low price of $16.95. You can't beat that. CDs cost more than that.
$21.95.
Oh, $21.95. I'm sorry, saying book only. Yeah.
Yeah, book only.
Yeah. Well,
but that's still a good deal.
That's still a great deal, and it's kind of like bluegrass, country.
Yeah, if you like Peter, Paul, and Mary, or some of the old folk music, you'll love this.
Puff the Magic Dragon.
Puff the Magic Dragon. There you go.
Well, darling, thank you for coming and being with us.
Well, thank you for inviting me, and it's an honor. I know you're going to be busy, and we won't see you back up again this way till about the fall. You're going to be coming back up for the POW conference in the fall. Absolutely.
And you're going to be doing a 5-hour workshop at the POW conference this year.
Yes, we will.
So we're excited about that. I hope you have a great time and have fun this weekend.
I will, and thank you so much for inviting me, and thanks to POW for being such a great organization.
God love him. Here's a 20, honey, for that little. Thanks, everybody, and we'll see you next time on The POW Show. Hi, we're back with Dennis Havlin. So he's been running around much ado, having a good time still?
Yes, sure am.
You want to tell us a little bit about what you did?
Did a little speaking, and now we're going to be involved with a group over at the main library this afternoon. We're going to be doing another book signing there, and we're going to be on a panel with 4 other authors. With our POW Author of the Year, Joan Heck, and also Richie Levine from Hidden Owl Publishing. So POW people will be featured. It's very cool. So, and you also have some book signings at Borders this weekend coming up. Right, and my books are going to be available through POW, of course. On
yeah, I forgot that earlier. ShopPOW.com.
And the other thing is, you can pick them up at Borders. My books are available through Borders. And they're also at Amazon, but you can get them autographed online through ShopPOW.com. Right. With you. Right. And we didn't get to ask you about your other project you're working on. Tell us about your new book. I have 2 books that I'm working on right now. One of them is called The 3 Lives of Larry Siegels, and that manuscript is making the rounds right now. And I'm finishing up a historical novel that is entitled Blue Water, Red Blood, and it's about the development of the landing vehicles that took the Marines into the Pacific Islands during the Second World War. Oh, very cool, very cool. Well, thank you, darling, again. Like I said, we're here again with our 2008 POW Author of the Year, Mr. D.L. Havlin. Thank you, darling, for coming back by. Well, it's a real pleasure, and thanks for inviting me. And you have a much ado about books, and buy these 2, ShopPOW.com. Thanks. Bye.